welcome back to Nintendo Treehouse Live. I'm Audrey. I'm here with my good friends Demetrius and Kay, and we're very excited to show you Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp. And this is a complete remake from the ground up of Advance Wars 1 and 2. It's been 20 years since the original game came out on Game Boy Advance, so, I think we've waited long enough. Dee, why don't you show us how it's done?
Yeah. All right, so what we're going to do is show you two different missions today, and right now I'm actually playing the very first mission in the game, and we're just going to start right off and kind of just jump right into it. So for those who've ever played Advance Wars before, all the units I control right now are right here on the left-hand side, and the opposing team is going to be, or enemies, is on the right-hand side. My goal is going to be to capture this space over here, but let's kind of get started. So what I want to do is I'm going to start by moving my tank over here. All right. This is looking good.
Brave little tank.
I gotta make sure to take care of it. When I see damage like that, I'm eep.
It's worth noting, this is the same addictive gameplay from the original games, but with redesigned characters and units. So that's why it's so shiny and cartoony.
And adorable.
Yes.
Yeah, you can kind of see the edge of the map look like a board too, which is really, really cool.
And this grid-based system might look familiar to fans of Fire Emblem, and this is similar, except for in this game, you actually control squadrons of units instead of individual characters, which obviously has its own challenges, as Dee's going to show us.
Yes. It's really cool how they do this. So everything is turn-based. Essentially, I'm going to end my turn, and then the enemy will go, and that will consist of the first day.
Olaf.
Hello, Olaf.
All right.
He's clearly the good guy.
And Blue Moon is the name of the army that Olaf works for. We are the Orange Star Army. All right, everything's looking good so far. Oh, I was hoping they would lose one more additional tank right here. Okay, that's okay. All right, we're doing okay. All right,
shaken.
All right, I'm all ready. Okay, so for those who are wondering, you see right here it says damage 55%. So that's the percent I'm going to do a good amount of damage. One thing to note about this game that's really interesting is you start off with 10 HP, and that is also the amount of power that you have, or it's the best way to think about that. So the less number you have, the less power you do. And this is really important because sometimes units can counterattack. Keep that in mind because we really want to avoid this medium tank right here. This thing can hit like a truck and hit like a tank, actually.
Like a tank. Like a medium tank.
Like a medium
It's
tank.
heavy.
And take everything out. So I want to be very careful about that. And I also want to take out this artillery unit here. So I am going to do that. I've got to be very, very precise here. Okay. So this is looking good. One thing to also notice, because I'm in a city right now, on a city tile, I had enhanced defense. That's why you see those stars. So fire. This is looking good. Okay, we're going to shoot this.
Bombs away.
I really don't want this artillery unit to survive, because it'll really mess with my plan.
Well, those long-range units can be super tricky, so it is a good idea to get rid of them first.
Yeah.
It's really important in this game to control your surroundings. Be aware of not only where you're placing your units, but what the enemy's ranges are, what's going on with the different bases. There's a lot to manage.
Correct. You can even capture cities, and this really comes into play later when you build units, which we'll show you in the next mission. But for now, I'm just capturing just because I want to. It's fun. One thing to note is some units have different moves. They can only move a certain amount of spaces. So, for example, this APC, it's really good to load up some units that have less movement. So that's what I'm planning to do right now. Okay, so everything's looking good. I'm going to end here and go to day 2.
So what's your overall plan for dealing with this medium tank, Dee?
I am going to kind of create a diversion. My goal is to first move all of my APCs, all of my troops over, and then I'm going to use my APC and my tank to block the medium tank from moving while I try to capture the base. So, or headquarters, rather. All right, now this is the part's a little, I'm going to speed this up just a little bit, but I'm a little worried. Okay, not too much damage.
Well, you can see them actually go through the water because they were placed on the water.
Yeah, different tiles have different backgrounds or different effects, and it's really cool. Now, it's the beginning of day 3, so that means we can talk a little bit beginning here about our CO powers.
Wait, but first we have to worship Nell. Hi, Nell. Hello, okay, now we can move on.
Now, for those who are wondering, CO powers are essentially unique powers for each additional CO or commanding officer. For Nell, she's going to be able to essentially increase her chance to have a little bit more power, so that's going to be wonderful to do.
Yeah, Nell's a lucky lady, so when she increases her luck, good things happen.
Exactly. Now, the way CO powers increase is just through battle. It's not just that it randomly builds up, so that's just one thing to keep in mind. I'm going to activate it right now.
All right. You're going to need the luck.
Here we go.
So cute in this animation. Go, Nell.
Oh.
Okay, this is good. This is working out great. What I need to do here, let's see. They have greater chance of dealing high damage in battle. But everyone's different. Even Olaf has a really good CO power, but I want to make sure to try to avoid that because it's going to slow me down.
Yeah, Olaf's CO power is really cool. He actually allows him. I'm sorry, I had
see what you
to.
did there.
I so appreciate that.
It allows him to make it snow, which changes the battlefield because his units aren't affected. Their mobility and range aren't affected by snow, but your units are. So you really want to try and avoid that, Dee. Good luck with that.
I know. One other thing you might see me do. Oh gosh, do I want to take that out? Actually, you know, I'm gonna. Ooh, I don't know.
What you gonna do, Dee?
Actually, here we go. One of the new features as well to this is I can actually hold down a button and I can speed up the animations, which is a great new feature. You can also just turn the battle animations off if you want to go even faster.
Good.
But if you're like
Why would
me,
you wanna do that?
Yeah, exactly. You want to see those
They're so
animations.
cute.
Yeah, if you really hate delightful things, just turn them off. But otherwise, you can just fast forward through if you're short on time.
So we're going to go through that. All right, so this is looking great. Now we're going to see these mech units. That's these guys who carry missiles. They're really good against tanks, so I want to be very careful. But everything's looking good here. I'm going to probably, you know what, I'm just going to stay here and end my turn. This is looking good.
What I really love about this game is each time you approach a map, it's basically brand new. There are so many different ways you can go about winning or trying to win. And so, like this time, you said you're capturing bases for fun. You don't have to capture all of the bases in some maps. So it's really up to you how much you want to go for it.
Yeah.
Well, and even on this map, if you were feeling extra lucky or maybe extra reckless, you could try to take out that medium tank and win by taking out all the units on the map. And
Why does that feel like a challenge, Kay?
Yeah. If you were feeling brave
I didn't
or
say that's what you should
valiant
do.
or something, I guess you could.
Wink, wink.
Nah, we ain't going there.
It's too smart for that one.
No. Not going to happen.
I promise I'm not on Olaf's side.
Uh-huh.
I'm on Olaf's side, but I do support you.
It's a battle on two fronts it is. All right, so now we're looking really good. So this is where it gets a little tricky. I really want to pay attention to the tile work because you can see this is the enemy range of attack. You'll see there's one little spot here that I can move my APC and not get attacked. So that's what I'm going to do.
That APC is carrying precious cargo.
Yeah,
That's
it
the
really
key to your
is.
victory right there, little Henry.
Yeah. Be so gentle with little Henry.
I just canceled that out of fear. All right, want to triple check? Yeah, okay.
Really, a mistake of just one tile can ruin your whole game.
For real? Yeah, I'm a little worried. All right.
Don't be worried, though.
Yeah, you know, I'll capture
Maybe
right
be
here.
a little worried.
He's a little worried.
A little
Having a
worried.
tank is pretty scary, right?
It
now.
really
It
is.
It really
The
is.
medium tank will destroy my regular tank in one shot because I'm at 9. If I was at 10, it would take it down to 1. But
Oh,
since it
no.
was damaged a little bit,
See how feisty Nell got? She did not like that.
okay, we're going to capture here. All right, things are looking good. So this is at 9. I'm going to go ahead and park it right here because I can actually get a repair on any cities that I own or have taken over. And don't forget, you can actually capture cities that are taken over by the opposing side as well. I won't do that right now, but just in case if those are wondering. All right, so here we go, Kay. I'm going to bring this right here.
Are you sure?
This one's for you.
The timing is right, though?
Yeah.
Can you make it all the way over to the HQ?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
You messing with me?
He's got,
Got to keep you on your toes, man.
That's right. I appreciate it.
he's got plans.
I do got plans. I got good plans.
We've seen those plans crumble many times.
But that is the fun part of this. Everybody does have their own play style, and sometimes you have to kind of adjust on the fly, and that's really, really fun about this game.
It's not Dee's fault Olaf has beard powers.
Okay.
Here it comes.
Here we go.
The strength of the medium tank.
Oh, Olaf. I mean,
Olaf.
Demetrius.
That's right. I'll do it alone.
Ooh.
Okay. Let's go here. I'm going to capture. And I'm going to capture. I really should be attacking,
Capturing
but
a
I'm
lot
just,
of cities here, actually.
yeah, I'm being a little gluttonous here, but I'm going to move this there. Let's protect. And then I still don't want that medium tank to move. And this is pretty much...
That APC has been the MVP of this map.
Yeah, it really is.
Now going to a valiant
You know what?
sacrificial death.
I'm just going to end my turn. I'm not even worried. You know, we just got this. Mm-hmm. No, this will survive by one.
You can do it.
Oh,
no.
got wiped out. I was wrong.
Oh, Dee.
Oh.
What have you done? Henry, no.
I was not expecting that, but it's all right because, see, you got to protect your base. You got to protect your headquarters.
You got through that by the
Cities.
skin of your teeth. The
I got it.
Yeah.
So that's a victory. Perfect.
nice work.
All right, so everything's looking good. All right, now
No time
we're-
for celebration, though.
Let's
We're
take
gonna
on
do-
something that's a bit more challenging.
Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and cut away from
That's
this
how
for
I
just a
feel.
second. And I'm going to load up the next one, so let's just cut away for a sec. Perfect. And just
You,
give
you
us a
somehow
chance.
managed to bring down Olaf. I'm happy for you. I guess.
Olaf will be back.
Oh, he'll be back.
So what we're going to do now is load up mission 6, which is going to be a bit more of a challenge. And just a second here, I gotta get through all these screens. But this one will be really interesting because now we're going to bring in building units with a base, and as well as different air units as well. So we have to be very, very, very careful.
Right, and we're up against a different CO this time, who is one of my favorites.
Big Eagle fan, huh?
So I am going to unabashedly be rooting for Eagle.
I'll root for D, I guess.
All right, here we go. Now we're back in. Okay, so
The little animations are so cute.
yeah, they really do
love
emote very well. It's super, super cool. All right. So right now, essentially in the story, we're kind of seeing what's going on. We don't know who we're taking on. We don't know in just for the next few seconds. But as it is, it's Eagle. And Eagle's very, very dangerous because he's extremely good with his air units. Now, as you see, the map is quite a bit bigger now. And I still want to capture this headquarters here. And
Because you're a coward.
I mean, I could go the hard way, but why? You know what? You just gotta play it smart, right?
Is that what you're calling it?
Yes.
Okay.
You know, I'll take it. A win is a win, Kay. You know this.
I think you've got a decent chance of winning, D.
I will take that too. All right. So now I do have my own heavy tank, or excuse me, medium tank, and I'm going to use this to kind of create an open space.
It's a good moment to see how the different units and different vehicles look different on the different sides.
Wait till we get to see some of these aerial units in action.
Oh, yeah.
That's where the fun is at.
Oh, like this one? You want to see this one in action?
Fun
Kay?
for
'Cause
us
I'm
to
about to
watch,
shoot it down.
Yeah, these are the small fries, though. Like, we'll see how big you talk when you have to go up against the jets.
Oh,
I'm a little worried about the jets. No lie.
you should be. The jets
Yes.
are formidable, and their range is enormous.
They really are, and I will show everybody in just 1 second what we mean by that.
So I
First.
see you've got what is it, the transport copter loaded up
Yes.
with one of your infantry units.
Which I'm going to move down here. And this is really the key of at least my strategy here, is I really want to protect this transport copter. I really want also protect the battle copter as well if I can. But this right here is key because I'm going to fly it all the way over and land right there. But as you can see over here, these jets have an incredible range. And with Eagle's CEO power, which makes them able to go twice, it's really, really tough.
So you basically have to pay attention to the placement of that copter at all times.
You really do. You really do.
Good luck.
So what I really want to do is try to block this transport copter a lot. So I'm actually going to build an APC. And you're gonna see me do that one more time because I want to actually build a couple and use them to kind of lure a lot of things away. So things are looking good here.
That's a really good point. How you manage your resources really has a deep impact on your gameplay. It affects how you're able to complete objectives, how hard it is for yourself even, so you really have to keep an eye on your gold.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see where he moves.
I really love the bases too because they do give you more range and more options on how you want to tackle certain challenges.
And see, this is really fascinating part about this game was during my practice, one jet went up top and one jet went below, but now they both went below. So there must be something that I'm not seeing, but that's really the fun part. So I'm going to have to improvise a little bit here.
Nice. Those rockets were
Yeah, you
clutch.
can't really plan for the full map. They're always going to take you by surprise in some way or another.
Yeah, so what I want to do now is, all right, so I'm going to move.
Are you sure about that?
Yes. Yes?
He
Yes.
was.
I don't know. I've
here.
seen you get into trouble at this place before, so
I'm going to wait here. And this is what I'm
That
going
was
to do.
ancient history.
is it?
Here,
Time will tell.
I am going to move here. Woo.
That was gutsy.
Yeah. I see.
I'm going to be honest. Yeah, I'm a little nervous.
My plan is working.
All right, so I do want to keep that there. All right, shoo. Now, the jets cannot attack things on the ground. They only go air to air. So, as you see now, I'm boxing everything in. The only thing I'm worried about is if a jet goes from behind and takes out my battlecopter, so I got to be very careful. But so far, we in there. I'm going to move right here. Move this here.
I think people call this the turtle technique.
It's called winning. And I will
We'll do
take it.
that.
Okay, let's do end turn. And there is a bomber up in the top panel right, but I don't want to go within that view. Now you'll see that Eagle's taking over bases as well, but we're okay with that. I have plans. I have plans, ladies.
We
I
believe
think we got
you.
this.
That's what you always say.
I'm playing.
It
Okay.
really feels like playing with a bunch of toy soldiers when you're playing.
Yeah, it
this
really
game.
does have that feel, doesn't it? Okay. So everything's looking good. What I really want to do now is take this one out. So if I don't destroy these, it really gives Eagle a chance to use all of this arsenal twice. Just his air units, and even though he goes on the second time, it's going to be at half power, but it's still very, very formidable. So now I'm going to be a little risky here. I'm going to move this forward. And
All
I'm
right,
like,
that
he's
was a
creating
choice.
space. That's interesting. But here, I'm going to do this.
It's not what I would have done, but you know,
It's okay.
you play your game.
And now I'm going to move over here. So we're going to end up more than likely, I won't be able to.
Nice.
You got him.
Yeah, so now we're going to be careful. So see, we have to see how. Aha! So this looks good.
Yeah.
I'm just going to move you over because I know you're going to. You know what? Yeah, I know what you're
You
going
got
to
to take a chance sometime.
Well, because what Eel can do is kind of fly around, right? And then activate and come right back under.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what I'm going to do is block right here.
Ooh, that's pretty clever.
You've learned
actually.
from your mistakes.
I really can't move anything else, so I'm just going to be forced to end my turn. Whew. Whew.
And that CO power is full, so we'll see.
Have mercy, Eagle.
We'll see when he chooses to use it.
I'm not sure if he'll use it now, but I know if he does not use it now and I blow his jet out of the sky, then he will use that bomber and probably destroy my medium tank and maybe an APC. But that's okay.
Is it?
Yes. Yes. Again, part of the plan. We got this. Everything's looking good.
Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it.
That's how you're making D feel right now.
All right, we got this here. I'm gonna speed things up again.
This will finish it, yes.
All right, now I can safely start moving all of my troops over.
Now life can resume again.
Yeah,
can
now
breathe
we're
for
looking
a
really
little bit,
good. So
yeah.
now I can just fly all the way over here. Wait. No, we good. We good.
Remember whose side she's on.
That's true. That's very true.
I have to admit, you're doing very well. For
Pains
now.
her to say it.
Don't believe you.
No, you are. You do still have that bomber to worry about.
I do. And I still have to make sure I don't draw too much attention. And I think I'm going to be able to move this right.
Yeah, you really don't want them to come for you until you're quite ready for it.
Oh, man, I really can't move very far. Okay, here.
I don't think you'll be able to relax until Eagle uses that CO power.
So I still have... Okay, I should be all right. I'm going to try to move right here. You know what? I'm going for it.
Oh,
Well,
we'll see.
we'll see if this is the start of your downfall.
So we definitely just lost this medium tank, and I think we might lose my anti-air unit as well, but that's okay.
It's always hard to predict
Speed that
what
up a
Eagle's
little
going to
bit.
go for next. Here it comes.
He might actually go for an APC. And you'll see bombers are incredibly powerful.
I love this animation so much.
Yeah,
It's
me
like
too.
Everything out.
the game is beginning now. Here it comes. Here it comes.
Yes.
But see, I planned this.
I can't help but notice your transport copter is not being turtled.
But no, it's okay because you can't bomb the transport copter, so we're fine. The bomber can attack. But yep, going for an APC.
Oh,
Your trick worked.
yeah. That's pretty good.
And that, yeah, this is the type of playstyle I like to kind of try to draw them out in, on my time. All right, so we're looking really, really good here now. So I'm gonna start capture everything, capture this base. Then I'm gonna capture this city. And the way that works is you see there's a point structure there. And again, remember that units have different. Oh, nope. Have HP. So to capture this, I need 20. And since I have a full unit at 10, that means I'll be able to capture it next turn. Oh, you know what? I'm just going to shoot this thing down totally, right? Yeah, 116. There we go.
That's gonna feel pretty good.
Bye!
Oh.
Gone.
What do you think
Bye,
about that,
fair
Kay?
bomber. You will be remembered.
All right, so now we really opened up a lot. So I'm going to move all of my stuff up because we still kind of have to worry about the bases. We don't want a bunch of tanks starting to roll across the bridge here. And there still is a tank up there, so I'm just going to start moving into position. Actually,
Yeah, just because that bomber's gone doesn't mean he doesn't have tricks up his sleeve still.
correct. Never underestimate your opponent. You never know what they're going to do.
You're learning.
Gonna go ahead and supply. You want to capture that? Nope. Sorry.
Not today.
Ooh.
Even with that high amount of defense, that's not gonna help you. All right, now
Eagle's
let's
not
move
happy
over
about that.
No.
here. Just move that over there. Okay, we're looking good, right? I'm not forgetting anything, am I, ladies? No.
Not that Kay's gonna tell you.
And now you may be wondering, well, Demetrius, you have your CO power. I'm gonna save that for the end, and you'll see why. Sometimes when you get your CO power, you don't really want to use it right away. You want to use it at the most opportune moment.
Right.
That's right. It's
You're
not
using
so easy to get it
Andy
back.
this time instead of Nell, so you've got a different
Correct.
CO power this time to show off.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is move my tank over here. Looking good. I want to move my artillery up as high as possible, right there. All right, here we go. So now we know the tank can come all the way down, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to fly over here, drop, and now there's nothing this tank can do. And I'm going to move my battlecopter into position. And really, this is pretty much winnable no matter what now. And
You're actually in a really good spot here.
Yeah, I don't
know
think
you're
I've seen
feeling
you do this well
cozy.
before.
He's capturing so many cities. He's feeling cozy.
Yeah.
I practiced.
We won't ask you how many times.
Let's say more than one.
Replay value.
Now this will do some significant damage, but we're okay. All right, here comes all the
Wow.
tanks and all that, but we're not worried about that. Now, if for some reason things did go south, you can just, just as a little bit of advice, you can always start to build something down here like rockets. And now you see I have the bridge covered. So I can just start piling things on, going over here. I can move over here. See, now I have so many things covered. Let's go ahead and use this battlecopter just to take this down. All right, it's not going to do much damage. And you may be wondering, well, this is still wounded. Well, now it's time to use my CO palette.
Yeah.
So Andy has what's called hyper repair, and remember now every unit has about 10 HP. With hyper repair, you get 2 HP back for every unit you have.
Oh, nice.
It's really, really wonderful.
That can really save your neck
Yeah.
sometimes, too.
Yeah, I've won many missions just repairing and getting through it. All right, so we're looking good here. We have it captured. Can I move? Oh, it's out of the way. I can't help it. I got to capture more.
It's
One
right
thing to
there.
note, too, is the more cities you have captured, the more amount of gold or in-game currency you're going to get per turn. And that's what helps you build everything. Okay, so you know what? I think we're good. I'm not even going to worry. I'm just going to end my turn. We got this.
You're doing pretty great resource management here, I have to say. Capturing cities, building at bases. You're owning.
You're
so
a
far.
worthy opponent.
He's trying. But look, that does nothing. That does nothing. You can move all over here. That's fine. That's fine. I'm just going to hold fast forward here. You can't even take out my regular tank. You got nothing.
Uh-oh.
Now you're mocking Eagle.
You better
Yeah, it's not
be
gonna
careful
fly.
how confident you are.
Oh,
It's not over till it's over.
Should I capture everything I just went? I'm just going to skip it all. Captured.
Gonna make him so
Boom,
mad.
and that's it. That's mission accomplished.
Ooh.
Very well done.
No, that seems possible because I was playing.
We never doubted you for a second, either of us.
Poor
So
Eagle.
there is a lot more to show in the future. Don't forget, this was just from the first campaign of Advance Wars 1. There is also the second campaign, Advance Wars 2, Black Hole Rising. And also, I'd like to say real quickly that there is online gameplay. So there is more going to be about that coming in the future as well.
That's right. We've got a 4-player co-op that supports up to 4 players and all kinds of commanding officers, weather, fog of war, different units. We haven't even taken a look at Advanced Wars 2, so there's still a lot to discover, but we were so happy to be able to show you this.
Choices give rise to conflict. Will those decisions lead to
Serenoa Wolfort,
hostility,
I challenge you to a duel.
betrayal,
If you mean to proceed with this folly, then you will do so over my dead body.
or heartbreak?
You have gone to the one place I cannot follow.
Test the weight of your convictions. A brand new tactical RPG, Triangle Strategy. 30 years have passed since the Saltiron War ravaged the land of Norzelia, the Kingdom of Glenbrook, the Grand Duchy of Esfrost, the Holy State of Hyzant. These 3 nations enjoyed a brief moment of peace. Serenoa Wolfort, young lord of one of Glenbrook's high houses, and Frederica, a lady of Esfrost. Though their betrothal is meant to be a symbol of peace, Norzelia once again finds itself embroiled in war. Roland, Prince of Glenbrook, and the loyal strategist Benedict Their fierce convictions will shape the battles that lie ahead. Pixel and 3D graphics meet in HD 2D. A robust visual style designed to bring this epic chronicle of war to life. Characters engage with a host of unique personalities.
Out of my way!
Arms Master Eridor Ballantyne.
Suffer.
Spy Anna Pascal.
Try this.
Kingsguard Huette Bucklar.
Victory is inevitable.
Tutor Gila Brace. Battle. Confront the enemy in complex strategic battles. Utilize the terrain and your allies' abilities to claim victory.
Now!
System. Immerse yourself in a deep, branching story.
Bring the scales.
Your choices and actions determine your conviction and affect the fate of you and your allies. Where will your convictions lead you?
Flames consume you.
A tactical RPG that will challenge your conviction.
There can only be one way forward.
I believe there is no man who intentionally sets out to harm another. Yet the wounded and the conquered exist in droves. Such has it ever been. Perhaps it's the way of the world.
Roland, closest friend of Serenoa Wolffort, is the younger Prince of Glenbrook. As a member of the royal family, he must face both ideals and reality as war engulfs Norzelia.
Does my life carry more weight simply because of the blood in my veins?
I am not blind to your feelings, my son. I understand that my methods vex you.
House Wolffort is obedient enough for now, but that can change as quickly as the wind.
But how do we come to grips with our sorrow and anger? How do we atone for our mistakes?
I assume their aptitude to be hereditary.
But you can rise above this, seize your chance, and lay everyone's doubts to rest once and for all.
Roland holds fast to his convictions.
The blood of my friends spilt in my name.
But the war challenges his values.
Your hands now.
And he is forced to make a bitter decision. Will you engage in dark deeds or bring them to light? Roland and Serenoa find themselves cornered after repeated clashes with enemy forces. Then, a neighboring nation extends a helping hand. In exchange, however, they request aid in their illicit salt trade.
But how is that possible?
However, if we let Sorslay's advance continue unabated, I'm afraid retreat may be our only option.
I would. You are familiar with Minister Sorsley End. I would see Minister Sorsley relieved of his position.
Will you be party to illegal dealings for the sake of your nation?
Let's take such shelter as we can find.
Or expose them for the sake of your convictions?
I see the salt matter is being addressed.
A choice must be made. Meet new allies who share your fate. Your convictions will determine your path. That path will determine who joins your cause. Where will your convictions lead you? The future is in your hands.
Dare suggest I am not fit for the throne?
To victory! The heavens ring!
I speak from experience when I say that the title of Saint is not to be worn lightly.
I use this.
Even so, I will not falter.
I will do what I can.
Our ideals can only be realized by dint of strength.
Grovel or bleed. Or options both. For I am the second son of King Regna, Roland Glenbrook.
A tactical RPG that will challenge your convictions.
This is my revenge against myself for being so powerless then. I will not repent. I will devote my life to atoning for my incompetence.
Pascal, dutiful servant to Serenoa Wolffort. He has watched over the Wolfforts for a generation and is willing to do what he must to see his new lord succeed.
If blood is to be shed, then we shed it together. In this, we are of one resolve.
Heed well the advice of your friends and subjects, and choose your steps carefully.
Your master will never have our loyalty, even if it means the end of the 3 high houses.
Then I pray something more than death awaits us both.
However, I was taught that for every laugh, somewhere a tear is shed.
And I would rather not harm one of our own could we avoid it.
He does not bend to rebuke.
I care only that you and the legacy of House Wolffort are safe and secure.
He serves House Wolffort first and foremost, even if it means defying his allies.
What in the... Benedict, have you gone mad?
Might, deceit, or diplomacy. House Wolffort moves to retake the royal capital from the clutches of their enemy. 3 strategies lay before them.
Allow me to ask once more.
Destroy the floodgates, inundating the city. Victory would be assured, but the human toll would be heavy.
If we have a sure shot at winning, we need to take it, no matter the consequences.
Sneak into the enemy camp under the cover of night and slaughter their leaders in one fell swoop.
Brute strength isn't the only way to reclaim the city. We can strike at night and defeat their commanding officers.
Level the bridge to the city, cutting off the enemy forces from the capital and keeping its citizens safe.
If we encircle the castle, we could negotiate with them.
Your choice will determine the fate of Glenbrook. Feats of valor become your strength. Reward experienced units with medals to promote their class. Their newfound talents will pave the way to victory.
Never stop learning.
And new tools will open new dimensions in strategy. A master keeps their weapons sharp. With special upgrade materials, each unit can enhance their unique weapon. A fully upgraded weapon can unleash power for weapon skills. Deciding who to give these limited resources to will prove key to emerging victorious. The future is in your hands.
Gustadolf meant to force this battle from the start.
Oft we must travel the only road available to us.
You'll have to get through me!
This country was not built with a big share of sacrifice. Of that,
Everything I've got!
You struggle just as we do for any scrap of salvation.
This must work. Alas, compassion is easily trampled. It can only exist so long as it has an army at its back.
Serenoa. It's always like this. Nothing ever goes as I would wish it. The course of my life has always been at the mercy of others. What could there possibly be in this world worth risking life and limb for?
Frederica Esfrost, betrothed of Serenoa Wolffort. A marriage of state between the Kingdom of Glenbrook and the Grand Duchy of Esfrost has brought her into House Wolffort. She struggles to live with dignity in the face of war's absurdity.
There is already far too much blood on our hands.
and you will keep it. Nothing and no one will stand in my way.
I see you've inherited your mother's wiles.
Too bad you also inherited her hair. That sickly pink makes me want to retch.
I will find the one who did this to you. I swear it.
So long as men covet, there will be war. That fact is immutable.
So I know better than anyone the pain of having to do everything on your own.
Frederica is swept up in the chaos of war.
My brother would order no such thing.
She must make a choice that could sow the seeds of further conflict.
And what is she doing with us? She's with the enemy!
The prosperity of the many, or the dignity of the few? In the midst of battle and intrigue, House Wolffoot wins the favor of a great nation and finds their star rising. However, their fortune comes at a price. They must surrender the Roselle, Frederica's people, and sworn charges of Wolffoot. If they obey this order, the safety of the Wolffoot domain will be ensured, but Rosellan liberty will be snuffed out.
Will you surrender the Roselle to Hyzant?
To protect the Wolffoot domain and its people.
By which you mean expelling the Roselle?
Only the strong can protect their freedom, their pride, their lives.
Will you secure the prosperity of a nation?
Then you think it is right to sacrifice the Roselle to save Wolffoot?
Or protect the dignity of the few?
But to return to Hyzant would be to spell our doom.
The choice must be made. Make ready for battle. At the Wolffoot encampment, you can replenish your supplies for the fight ahead, or hone your skills through mock battles. Careful planning will see you through to victory. Clever tactics lead to new skills. Follow-up attacks.
You've left yourself open.
Coordinated attacks.
You're in the way!
Attacks from the high ground.
This'll hurt some.
Making strategic choices in battle will help you acquire kudos. Use these to obtain quietuses and win glory for your allies. The future is in your hands.
I will cower to your whims no longer.
There is no miracle panacea in this world.
Justice is decided by strength of arms.
You are not the noble hawks you think yourselves to be.
So you believe spoils evenly shared will suffice to bring peace?
The flames consume you! There is always a path forward. I am Frederica Esfrost. The Roselle do not recognize the judgment rendered by the scales of conviction.
Nintendo surprised us all at the end of their E3 2019 press conference with the announcement that a sequel for Breath of the Wild is in development, so we had our experts in all things Zelda dive into this trailer to see what you might have missed. We open on swirls of green energy, slowly filling a dark cave as our beloved heroes, Zelda and Link, traverse through a semi-treacherous terrain. Green energy appears to form highly in text or incantations within its spirals, signaling a spell being cast. Zelda and Link are traveling with a beast of burden, carting a wide berth of gear for their journey. If you got the true ending for Breath of the Wild, Zelda mentions the divine beast Varuta has stopped working, and this could potentially be a reason for their journey. The soundtrack is an eerie melody with reversed elements throughout, signifying a connection to Twilight Princess. As their torch lights the way, the casting light reveals a cave drawing of Gerudo's spearman. You can see he bears a Gerudo symbol within his armor. The red corrupting energy from Breath of the Wild has returned and it's made its way into the cave with our heroes. As Zelda and Link get deeper into the cave, they follow the energy trails to find a Gerudo mummy, seemingly frozen in its death knell. The green energy vortex culminates into the end of a disembodied forearm, seemingly keeping the red corrupting energy flowing out of the mummy at bay. The mummy has long flowing red hair and bears Gerudo jewelry. We've seen other mummies around Hyrule with bangles and jewelry. Could this be a Sheikah Gerudo? The body type doesn't seem to fit Ganon's previous body too closely, but it's possible this could be an iteration of Ganondorf. Maybe this body is the source of the energy powering the Great Calamity and causing so much damage across Hyrule, or this could be an entirely different Gerudo. The aesthetic of the disembodied hand emitting the green energy has some angular features that feel very similar to Twilight, the race of beings that inhabit the Twilight Realm, further strengthening a connection to Twilight Princess. As Zelda and Link get closer, we get glimpses at a series of events that occurs as they disturb the ancient spell cast to keep a hold on this mummy's evil energy. We cut to a panorama of Hyrule, denoting that we are back in the same world we journeyed through in Breath of the Wild. Hyrule Castle blasts off into the sky, seemingly as if it's alerted to the incoming danger. This wouldn't be the first time we've seen Hyrule Castle floating away from its natural birth, as we've seen it take partial air at the end of Ocarina of Time after Ganon claims the castle as his own, and more notably in Skyward Sword, where the castle and a majority of the world are airborne. Finally, in this final shot, we see the green energy dissipating and hear the persistent heartbeat, most likely belonging to the Gerudo mummy, who will be the bearer of a bad time for our two favorite heroes.
2 years since we got our first brief teaser of the sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Nintendo finally gave us a better look at what to expect at E3 2021. The new footage hints at new areas, gear, enemies, and more that go well beyond the scope of the initial trailer. So with that in mind, here are 8 new things we learned about Breath of the Wild's sequel. In the first trailer, we saw a spooky, glowing green arm holding what we assume is a mummified Ganondorf in place. In this new trailer, we got a brief flash of the red blight threatening to consume Link's arm, but it looks like that green arm is now integrated with Link's in some fashion, possibly saving him from the blight. We get a better look at Link's right arm later in the trailer, which now seems to be discolored and covered in some strange Sheikah tech. This could be bad or good, but either way, it very well could be the key to resealing Mummy Ganondorf once again. The 2019 trailer may have given the impression that the sequel would be taking place entirely, or mostly, underground, but it seems like the sequel will introduce players to a chain of large floating islands spanning the skies above Hyrule, including a similarly floating Hyrule Castle, which may make running straight to the final boss at the start harder than it was in Breath of the Wild. So far, these floating isles have a visually striking theme of stone ruins and vibrant yellow ginkgo trees. It looks like they vary in size and height, and one island in particular has a giant structure on it, perhaps home to an honest-to-goodness dungeon, which was notably absent in the original Breath of the Wild. The Divine Beasts just don't quite compare. We briefly saw Link sporting some of his more familiar champion's tunic with some slight tweaks, like new leather armor over a black undergarment and chainmail. It looks like there's also some new outfits to find in the sequel, like a toga and sandals combo. Also, has Link's hair gotten a bit longer? Some people have speculated that this version of Link might be on a different timeline, but it's also likely we're just seeing another hairstyle, similar to how certain armor sets in Breath of the Wild changed his look. There's more than just new outfits to wear. Link's also sporting some brand new gear. His trusty paraglider now has a new look, complete with tassels and streamers, but we don't know if the changes will help him traverse the floating islands better, or if it's just cosmetic. And while Link doesn't swing any swords in this teaser, he is sporting 2 new shields, a stony one with a Sheikah emblem and one with a big dragon head that acts like a defensive flamethrower. Speaking of new gear, Link's new arm appears to be full of surprises. At one point he freezes a spiked metal ball in place, a power similar to those he unlocked in Breath of the Wild, but done so by his hand and not with a Sheikah slate. Unlike the individual effects of magnesis or stasis, Link is able to freeze time and the object, see the predicted path the spiked ball took, and instantly shoot it back up the hill. So what happened to the Sheikah slate? Odds are it probably fell into the pit along with Zelda, but having those Sheikah powers embedded in Link's arm will more than make up for it. In Breath of the Wild, Link could only get an aerial boost by using updrafts or invoking Revali's Gale, but now it seems you'll be able to quickly fly up to the mini floating islands using strange puddles on the ground and swim through the top of the island. The accompanying green glow might mean that this is also the work of his new arm and whatever power Link is imbued with. The sequel to Breath of the Wild may be set in the same familiar area of Hyrule, but it looks like there will be at least a few changes across the land, namely in some enemy encounters. Enemies like Bokoblins and Moblins are sporting a few differences like bigger horns and have even built small wooden platforms on tops of stone talus mini-bosses. Up in the skies are some brand new enemies, like a large foe that gives off some Guardian vibes, but appears to be made of stone that matches the ruins you'll find on the floating island. The unnerving distorted voice and music we heard in the 2019 trailer returns briefly in the footage, and it seems to be linked to whatever is behind those floating islands and the arm that was keeping Mummy Ganondorf at bay. These elements might relate to why Nintendo hasn't given the sequel a name, as it's only been officially referred to as the sequel to Breath of the Wild. IGN actually spoke with Nintendo of America's Bill Trinan about the secrecy, and he said there's a good reason for it. Quote, "As for why we're holding back on the name, you'll have to just stay tuned because, obviously, Zelda names are kind of important," Trinan told IGN. "Those subtitles, they start to give little bits of hints about maybe what's going to happen. Given that the developers themselves said the first game's title referred to the expansive wilds of Hyrule being the star of the show, the sequel's name will clearly help us unlock some of the mystery that remains." Nintendo is aiming to release it sometime in 2022, so stay tuned for more as Nintendo clues us in on this mysterious sequel, and until then, stick with IGN for all the latest news on The Legend of Zelda.
The cycle of this world. I will not allow it to perish with you.
I seek to destroy the irrational power structure that shackles Fodlan.
If the kingdom is ever to part ways with our bloody past, this is the path we must walk.
I have ambitions, Edelgard. Real ones.
Will you sit around and wait for a miracle? Or will you help me seize control of my fate?
We shall fight. We shall survive. And we shall win a glorious future for Fodlan.
And now that I know, I won't make the same mistake again.
Revenge is not a sin you take for someone else. You seek revenge to slake your rage and heal your wounded heart. I know you are prepared to do whatever that you must.
Hello everyone, I'm Shinya Takahashi and I'll be your guide for today's Nintendo Direct. What you just saw was the trailer for the Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes game. We hope you'll look forward to a different story set in the same universe as Fire Emblem 3 Houses. Let's see the first batch of Nintendo Switch headlines.
The Orange Star Nation needs you. We've got more intel on the Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp game. In the first campaign, Advance Wars, you'll advise a colorful cast of commanding officers and use their abilities in vibrant turn-based battles. Each commanding officer is now voiced, bringing even more charm to these characters.
You're gonna get hurt.
I see right through your plans.
Another full campaign awaits in Advance Wars 2 Black Hole Rising. More commanding officers and more diverse terrain can be leveraged for additional tactical opportunities, like blasting through pipelines to cross into enemy territory. In both campaigns, you can fast-forward gameplay and reset your turns for a smoother tactical experience. Flex your strategic muscles outside of both campaigns with additional modes. Go for high scores in the War Room. Create and share custom maps in the Design Room. Or battle friends and frenemies in local and online multiplayer. Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp marches onto the Nintendo Switch system April 8th. Pre-orders are available now on Nintendo eShop. Explore an infinite universe. In No Man's Sky, every star is the light of a distant sun, each orbited by planets teeming with life. Travel to planets of your choosing in this infinite, procedurally generated universe. Here, you'll discover extraordinary lands and creatures that have never been seen before and may never be seen again. To survive, you must craft your own tools and even your own place to live. In this living and breathing universe, trade convoys travel between stars. Factions vie for territory. Pirates hunt unwary travelers. And the authorities are ever watchful. Your journey may be fraught with danger, and actions have consequences. Traitor, fighter, explorer. How will you live in this universe? No Man's Sky lands on Nintendo Switch this summer.
Mario Strikers Battle League. Prepare for Strike, a 5-on-5 sport like soccer that's way heavy on offense. Aim for goals by dribbling and passing to teammates, as well as by using tackles, items, and crushing special shots. The main rule in this sport is to rule the field. Try to score more goals than your opponents. There are two things to keep in mind that'll help you with your strategies. First, the gear you equip. It changes not only your appearance, but also your stats like speed, strength, and pass accuracy. Customize as you see fit. Second, the Hyper Strike. To activate this shot, grab an orb when it appears on the field and charge it while your opponents are distracted. Hit the net and you'll score not 1, but 2 goals. Up to 8 players, 4 players on each team can compete against each other on one Nintendo Switch system. In addition to individual matches, online play will have an online club mode. Join an in-game club and compete for placement in the rankings. Up to 20 players can join a club, so create your own and invite friends and family to play alongside you, or join an existing one owned by other players. Try to become the world's top club. With items, tackles, and hyper strikes, anything goes on this field. Mario Strikers Battle League launches on Nintendo Switch June 10th. Pre-orders begin today on Nintendo eShop.
The latest iteration of the Mario Strikers series is coming to Nintendo Switch. We hope you're excited for this anything goes battle soccer game. Next, please take a look at this. That was the trailer for the co-op mode in the Splatoon 3 game, the next wave of Salmon Run. A giant salmonid, one that's never been seen before, was also spotted at the end of the trailer. Will the Inklings and Octolings ink or swim. Splatoon 3 will launch this summer. We hope you'll look forward to future updates. Let's move on to more Nintendo Switch headlines.
Fonzers at the ready. A full remake of the first Front Mission game is storming onto Nintendo Switch. In this tactical RPG, you'll pilot weaponized machines called Panzers and lead your battalion to victory. Gain the upper hand in battle by aiming for enemy parts to destroy. Mix and match various weapons and parts, sir. Uncover the great storyline of this classic when Front Mission 1 Remake launches on Nintendo Switch this summer. And in the future, the sequel, Front Mission 2 Remake, will also launch on Nintendo Switch. Get set for a high-octane Disney and Pixar combat racer. From the creators of the Asphalt series comes rip-roaring racing action across Disney and Pixar-inspired racetracks. Race as a legendary roster of characters on high-speed circuits, using each one's special abilities to battle for victory across the finish line. Choose Mickey Mouse for symphonic speed, Sully for monstrous power, or Mulan for explosive maneuvers. Each racer also possesses powerful ultimate skills, perfect for turning the tables at the last second. Disney Speedstorm is a free-to-play game, with new seasons added regularly, bringing more exciting Disney and Pixar characters, circuits, karts, and more. Plus, enjoy cross-platform play, as well as split-screen and online multiplayer modes. Disney Speedstorm races onto Nintendo Switch this summer. Dive into these classic franchises on Nintendo Switch. Unleash the power of the Force in this classic Star Wars action-adventure. As Darth Vader's secret apprentice, you'll use devastating Force powers and lightsaber combos as you hunt down Jedi Masters on iconic planets. Upgrade abilities like Force Grip and Force Repulse, then combine them for even more destructive combos. Use button controls or opt for motion controls enhanced from the original Wii version. You can also duel locally with a friend to determine who is the galaxy's most powerful Jedi. Star Wars: The Force Unleashed launches on Nintendo Switch April 20th. Pre-orders begin today on Nintendo eShop. The complete saga of legendary assassin Ezio Auditore da Firenze awaits in 3 critically acclaimed Assassin's Creed games. Explore Renaissance Italy and 16th century Constantinople. Interact with historical figures and discover secrets of the Creed across 3 games, 2 bonus short films, and DLC. Plus, take advantage of enhanced features for the Nintendo Switch system on the go, including touchscreen controls, HD Rumble, and optimized on-screen display. Assassin's Creed: The Ezio Collection launches on Nintendo Switch February 17th. Pilot mobile suits in dynamic action RPG battles. Strange incidents called breaks are occurring across the Gundam universe. Find out what's causing them and restore the proper timeline. You'll lead 3 mobile suits in battle. Enhance each suit with parts to improve their power. You can also battle alongside friends in online co-op multiplayer. SD Gundam Battle Alliance launches on Nintendo Switch this year. Two worlds cross in the triumphant return of this RPG classic. A remaster of the acclaimed RPG Chrono Cross is coming to the Nintendo Switch system. One fateful day, the protagonist Serge wanders into an alternate world. Though it somewhat resembles his home world, he finds that he no longer exists here. How did this happen? What is this mysterious another world? Travel back and forth between both worlds to unravel the story. Over 40 characters can join your party. Depending on the choices you make, the allies who accompany you and the endings that trigger will differ. A number of improvements have been made to this remaster, like the ability to turn off enemy encounters and a newly enhanced soundtrack. Plus, Radical Dreamers, originally released on the Satellaview, is included. Experience the origins of Chrono Cross in this text-based adventure. Chrono Cross, the Radical Dreamers Edition, dashes and slashes its way onto Nintendo Switch April 7th. Pre-orders begin today on Nintendo eShop.
It's Kirby's latest unforgettable 3D platforming adventure, Kirby and the Forgotten Land. It all takes place in a mysterious world with an unusual mix of nature and civilization. To rescue the kidnapped Waddle Dees, Kirby sets off on a new adventure. Introducing Mouthful Mode. Inhale a car to zoom around. A vending machine to attack with juice cans. Or become a piercing cone. With Mouthful Mode, new actions will be available for Kirby depending on the object he inhales. Enjoy exploring with new moves different from copy abilities. Kirby can even weaponize a mouthful of water, like this. As Kirby rescues Waddle Dees, Waddle Dee Town will continue to grow and more resources will become available. At Waddle Dee's Weapon Shop, familiar copy abilities can be evolved. Evolve copy abilities to expand Kirby's range of attacks. They'll also change Kirby's appearance and make him even more powerful. Some copy abilities may have stronger evolved forms. A new adventure awaits our pink puffball. Who are the Beast Pack? What are these enemies trying to do? Can Kirby restore peace to this world? Kirby and the Forgotten Land launches on the Nintendo Switch system March 25th. Pre-orders are available now on Nintendo eShop.
That was Kirby and the Forgotten Land, launching later next month. Please look forward to its release. Let's take a look at some more Nintendo Switch headlines.
任天堂ディレクトをご覧の皆さん、こんにちは。バッターの大谷翔平です。ピッチャーの大谷翔平です。任天堂スイッチ上で今回初めて MLB 打賞22が楽しめるようになりました。それではこちらをご覧ください。
That's right, Otani-san. MLB The Show is coming to Nintendo Switch. That means you can play modes like Road to the Show and Diamond Dynasty on your Nintendo Switch. But that's not all. You can even play Exhibition with a single Joy-Con controller. With cross progression, you can also earn and use content on any platform where MLB The Show 22 is available. And take your progress on the go with you on Nintendo Switch. Have friends that play MLB The Show 22 online matches on other consoles? No need to worry. You can invite them and play online. I knew you were a true two-way player, but this is ridiculous. Sheesh.
You're gonna have your hands full of games with these collections. 3 Kingdom Hearts collections are almost here. From Kingdom Hearts to Kingdom Hearts 3 and the Remind DLC, every entry is coming to Nintendo Switch as cloud versions that can be played while connected to the internet. Relive or get to know these heart-filled adventures alongside Sora, Donald, Goofy, and more for the first time in TV, tabletop, or handheld mode. Kingdom Hearts Intrigram Masterpiece for Cloud, containing all 3 game collections, soars onto Nintendo Switch tomorrow. Each collection's cloud version will also be individually available on Nintendo eShop. Klonoa is coming to Nintendo Switch. Across dreamy side-scrolling levels, you'll run, jump, and hover, while firing wind bullets to grab and throw enemies. Use each level's surroundings to your advantage. Also, Klonoa 2 is included. Take on these great adventures when Klonoa Fantasy Reverie Series launches on Nintendo Switch July 8th. We're so glad you're here. Come here often. Either way, you're in for a puzzling treat. In these award-winning games, the portal gun is your key to surviving imprisonment in a mysterious lab. Create portals and warp to other areas to find cake? Still unconfirmed. You can pass through portals, and so can cubes, lasers, and robots with unnerving levels of personality. The sequel adds in local, online, and split-screen multiplayer modes, and that part's no lie. Neither is the sentient robot monitoring your every move when Portal Companion Collection warps onto Nintendo Switch this year. A classic comes alive. Previously unreleased outside of Japan, the RPG Live Alive makes its overseas debut, now in HD 2D. Multiple stories featuring different protagonists and time periods await. The order in which you tackle them is up to you. Prehistory, a tribesman comes of age in a world without words. The Wild West, a wanderer with a bounty on his head fights for his life. Imperial China, a kung fu master searches for a worthy successor. Twilight of Edo, Japan, a shinobi undertakes an important secret mission. Present day, a martial artist strives to become the strongest there ever was. The near future, a youth with psychic powers takes a stand against evil. The distant future, a newly built robot is swept up in a tragedy in space. What other stories are on the horizon?
You will repay my loyalty in death!
Live Alive launches on Nintendo Switch July 22nd. Pre-orders begin today on Nintendo eShop.
How was that? Next up is this. It's a new iteration of the Wii Sports series, Nintendo Switch Sports. Please take a look.
Here are the sports included in the Nintendo Switch Sports game. You might recognize these 3 from past Wii Sports games. Tennis. Rally by gently swinging the Joy-Con controller at the right time. Bowling. Roll the ball straight ahead or give it a little curve. And Chambara. Knock your opponent off the platform while attacking and defending. Plus, 3 additional sports are joining the lineup. Soccer. Use a gigantic ball to make dynamic plays. Enjoy matches with Joy-Con controllers to shoot and perform diving headers. By attaching a Joy-Con controller to the leg strap accessory included with the physical version of the game, you can play shootout mode with intuitive kicking motions. Badminton. Control your shots left and right while keeping the shuttlecock in the air. Unleash powerful smash shots to gain the upper hand. Finally, volleyball. Use a Joy-Con controller to serve, bump, set, and spike the ball. The game supports local play with family and friends on one Nintendo Switch system, as well as online play across all sports. Play against friends online, or opt for random matchmaking. The more you win, the tougher the players you'll face. Try taking on this challenge.
How was that? Since I'm already here, I'd like to show you some gameplay of one of the newly added sports, volleyball.
Mr. Takahashi! Oh, hello there, everyone. I'm Yoshiaki Koizumi from Nintendo.
Wow, Mr. Koizumi, I can see you're ready to play. All right, I'll play some volleyball online together with Mr. Koizumi. Do you have your wrist strap ready?
Yes, of course. I've got plenty of space around me as well.
All right, let's start. We'll be including some live commentary throughout our match.
All right, we're doing this? Volleyball, a newly added sport in Nintendo Switch Sports. What can we expect today from the Takahashi Koizumi team? It's Koizumi to serve, with Takahashi up front. We begin with Koizumi serving. How will the opposing team react? Takahashi makes the block. Another one's coming. Koizumi saves it. A setup in the air, and here comes the spike. The other team saves it and fights back. And they score. Takahashi didn't quite get it in time. All right, well, it's okay. It's okay, the game's not over. Now the other team serves. Koizumi receives it. Takahashi sets it up. And Koizumi spikes, but it goes right toward the opponent. Here's another attack. Now's their chance. They get the ball, and with the setup from Koizumi, Takahashi scores! They got a point with that fierce spike.
Woo! Let's stop our match here.
After all, we were in the middle of a presentation. All right, I'll be leaving now.
That was an introduction to Nintendo Switch Sports. The game launches April 29th. We're planning a free update in the summer that allows you to play soccer matches with a Joy-Con controller and the leg strap accessory. You can use the accessory to play shootout mode at launch. In addition, we're also planning a second free update this fall that lets you enjoy golf. And now, a request to everyone. To help ensure that you can all enjoy playing online, we'll be having an online playtest before the game launches to evaluate various technical aspects. We'd definitely like to ask for your help with this. The online playtest will only be available for players with an active Nintendo Switch Online membership on the dates shown on screen. For those of you interested, please visit the official Nintendo website for more details. Thank you. That's all I have for now about Nintendo Switch Sports. I hope you're looking forward to this game. Let's see a few more Nintendo Switch headlines.
Get those taiko drumming skills ready. The latest Taiko no Tatsujin game is coming to the Nintendo Switch system. Set in Omiko City, a sacred town for taiko drums, you'll strive to become a taiko master, along with brand new character Kumo-kyun. Drum to dozens of boppin' beats, including Megalovania, Gurenge, Feel Special, and Racing into the Night. And that's not all. An orchestral version of the main theme from The Legend of Zelda is included. That's 76 songs total. Plus, take advantage of a practice mode to replay sections of songs as many times as you'd like. New modes have also been added for everyone to enjoy. Put on a live concert with up to 4 players in Donchen Band. Or face off against each other in Great Drum Toy War. Drum to your heart's content when Taiko no Tatsujin Rhythm Festival launches on Nintendo Switch this year. Plus, a paid in-game subscription service that gives you access to over 500 songs will be available at launch. What's new with these Nintendo Switch games? The brand new tactical RPG game Triangle Strategy is almost here. The protagonist Sarah Noah and his allies will be engulfed in the conflict among 3 nations. Your choices and conviction will determine their fate.
As Lord of House Wolford, I solemnly swear an oath by which all future lords shall be bound. I will never turn my back on the promise of a better world.
A new demo playable to the end of Chapter 3 will be available on Nintendo eShop later today. Save data from the demo can be transferred to the full game once purchased. More Cuphead action awaits in the paid DLC, Cuphead, The Delicious Last Course. Here, you'll explore a brand new Inkwell Isle, defeat a bevy of new bosses with wild personalities and even wilder attacks. The clever Miss Chalice is a new playable character. Take down fearsome foes with her double jumps, rolling dodges, and more. Cuphead, The Delicious Last Course wallops its way onto Nintendo Switch June 30th. A free update is coming to the Metroid Dread game. All it takes is one hit. Even from this. Getting hit even once causes a game over in the brutal Dread Mode difficulty. Can you face this new challenge? And for players new to the Metroid series, take advantage of increased recovery with the newly added Rookie Mode difficulty. This free update launches later today. A second free update in April will add a Boss Rush mode, in which you'll battle bosses continuously, one at a time. Something's bound for Nintendo Switch. Earthbound and Earthbound Beginnings will be added to Nintendo Switch Online later today.
What did you think? Here's some news for Mario Kart fans. Many of you have been enjoying the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe game since its launch in 2017. So, we've been working on remastering select courses from across the Mario Kart series, and we'll be releasing them as paid downloadable content. Please take a look at this trailer.
Paid DLC courses will be coming to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. This is the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass. You may recognize some courses from past Mario Kart games. 8 courses will be released at a time over 6 waves. That's 48 additional courses we plan on releasing by the end of 2023. Courses such as Coconut Mall, Chaco Mountain, and Tokyo Blur will be included in the first wave. Of course, you can play these courses locally and online. The first wave of the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass will launch March 18th. Pre-orders begin today on Nintendo eShop. You can enjoy this DLC at no additional cost with a Nintendo Switch Online Plus Expansion Pack membership, or purchase the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass on its own.
How was that? I hope you're looking forward to the additional courses in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. This next segment will be our last announcement. Please take a look.
Fighting in order to live, and living to fight. That's the way of our world. Ionios.
Tell me, what would possess you to side with them?
We're fighting because there are enemies to kill.
I refuse to believe you're him.
I knew it. I saw this coming.
You're not enemies now.
Fine for you, isn't it? All that time you've got.
You could try to move forwards again.
How can our lives be so snuffing little to you?
They're not your friends anymore. They're his fuel.
Sword march. The land pierced by a great sword. It's the only way you're gonna defeat the real enemy.
Whatever life is lost, I won't let you shoulder it all alone.
What good filling up these flickering clocks in our eyes? It'll never replace the friends we've lost.
The flame clock, it has to go!
Ouroboros abhor this world. They must be erased without a trace.
The story of Xenoblade Chronicles 3 ties together the futures of the worlds depicted in Xenoblade Chronicles and Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and it will launch this September. I hope you'll look forward to it. That's all for today's Nintendo Direct. Thank you for watching.